Oh yes, shotgun hand cannon. You are very good. Tell me
What gun do you
no
consider
skill
skillful?
without telling you.
Sniper
Sniper
hand
hand
cannon
skill
is what I consider skillful.
Good observation.
Good job, Sponge.
I want to win
this
this kid.
and getting 2 kills
Shotguns
by
with
standing
no
at one
skill.
no
No
skill
skill.
at close range.
Good if you
Barely
do
shotgun
that.
hand cannon makes a lot
Let me
more
guess.
sense. PC? And it definitely takes
You can
more
tell by the
skill
fact
than
that this is a
actual
cheap
runner shot.
spawn
That it's
can't
PC
be
melee
I'm already
using a 129
MVP.
PC.
And
So I like to
Pro
go
Game.
though.
Some
The shotgun
eight
comes
game.
around at my
Other than the
close
fast
range.
pace scheme and
Takes
skill to
use
use
and
stuff
stuff
like
like
that is done by
and the
aim.
version
And
staying on target to one shot with a shotgun.
we aren't one of these skills with a damn hand.
This needs to stop. What's up guys, it's Roger and welcome back to the channel. Usually the content I make is much more upbeat and informational, but I've had a sour taste in my mouth for a bit now and I wanted to address it and get your opinions. Let's not waste time and hop right into it. So, what is the problem here? Well, it's something that I have seen most if not all players do at some point, myself included, and that's complaining about no skill weapons or playstyles. Well, shotguns take no skill, says Joe, and then, no, snipers are a no-skill weapon, especially for console players, says Timmy. Do you know what Joe and Timmy have in common? They both sound like absolute morons. That might sound a bit harsh, but I've had enough of hearing this term, so I feel no remorse at this point. The most common thing I see people calling no skill are shotguns. Why might that be? Well, let's keep it blunt and real here. They get smacked by shotguns every 30 seconds in the Crucible, so they have to make some excuse as to why it killed them, and the shotgun being a no-skill gun is that excuse. But as salty as you are, the fact remains, shotguns do take skill. Yes, you have to aim the gun, you have to position correctly. If you are like me, then you have to adjust your aim incredibly quickly as you come out of a blink, or on a hunter, you have to adjust your aim as you jump around. Hell, with something like a slug shotgun, you have to hit head to even get a one-shot kill. And if you use a shotgun for any amount of time, you know they can be wildly unpredictable in their ability to one-shot kill. Sometimes, even when you're dead on with aim, your shotgun may whiff. But as long as you kill Joe Schmo with your shotgun, that weapon and you are both no skill. Let's look at a polar opposite in the form of snipers. Here comes Timmy running around that corner, and you manage to land a nice shot and dome him, scoring you a nice one-shot kill. But now Timmy is furious. All he has to do is hold a lane and get near my head, and I die in one shot. Snipers are such no-skill weapons. Yeah, well guess what, Timmy? The other player held proper positioning and waited for a schmuck like you to run around the corner, then they used the skill they have built up over time to track your head and earn their kill. Now don't get me wrong, I understand things like the hitboxes being wonky as hell sometimes, and bullet magnetism, but let's be clear that 90% of the time, the person sniping played well and earned their kill. Let's go over one more class of weapons. Hand cannons. Oh man, have I heard people bitch and moan about hand cannons. But if hand cannons of all things aren't considered skillful guns, then what will be? Having to keep your aim on someone's head for 3 to 4 shots depending on your archetype, all while battling through things like weapon recoil and flinch? Yeah, that seems like it takes skill to me. But no, you practiced and played for a long time to get that recoil pattern down and tear through the enemy, but little Jimbo said that all hand cannons are no-skill weapons after you sauced him. If you don't see my point by now, then I doubt you will, and that tells me one of two things about you. You're in denial or too stupid to tie your own shoes in the morning. Come on man, you're 45 years old. You can't keep wearing Velcro shoes. Now that we have covered all of that, I do want to discuss something similar that I believe belongs here. And that would be the difference between no skill and cheese. Now, calling something cheesy is a much better way to look at things than acting as if nothing but the exact gun you use takes skill. Let's cover some examples of things that many of us can agree are, or were, quite cheesy. Let's start off with two that shouldn't have too much disagreement, Lorentz Driver and DMT. So, pre-nerf, someone peeks a lane, and even though you are loading them with lead, you still get one shot from the Lorentz because it had no flinch. Now, they still required the skill to aim the weapon and secure that kill, so we can't say that it's absolutely no skill, but it sure as shit is cheesy. As for DMT, you used to be able to walk around hip-firing the thing at full fire rate with almost no flinch and smacking people from crazy good ranges. Again, cheesy as all hell, but still did require even the slightest skill in aiming the weapon. Let's go over one more example with bow quick-swapping. I know we have all been smacked by the hunter using Oathkeeper gauntlets and endlessly holding the Lame Monarch charge to hit you and then switching to the hand cannon for an easy body shot cleanup. As much as I hate this playstyle, it does take some iota of skill. From aiming the bow for a headshot to the mechanical skill of performing the quick swap. I'm not saying it's a lot of skill, but some has to be there. I think for something to truly be no skill, it has to have close to zero outplay, as in, no matter how good of a player you are, a worse player could kill you 99% of the time using something that is claimed to be no skill. But guess what? If you are a better player, you are going to win more shotgun battles and get more sniper kills. If the weapons inherently took no skill, then the skill level of the player would have no impact on the results of those things. But it does. Even when it comes to something like the DMT or bow quick swapping, a higher skilled player will do better overall with the loadout than a lower skilled player. So, how do we change this narrative as a community? So, the real reason I made this video is because I know everyone has so much potential to grow, and getting rid of the no skill excuse is a big first step. Once you stop making excuses for why you are dying or losing and start owning your mistakes, you will start to see huge leaps in your gameplay. We never improve as players and people in general without self-critique. The times that I notice the most impressive gains from myself is when I'm making a video and doing live commentary, breaking down every play I'm making and why I'm making it. As silly as it is, I would recommend trying this even in your own head as you play. You will start to develop better habits, and when you die to that shotgunner, you can openly claim that you had bad positioning or weren't watching your radar or got too aggressive. Whatever the mistakes may have been, the first step to fixing it is being aware of it. And if it helps, you can substitute no skill for cheesy. There is a lot of cheese when it comes to Destiny, but the thing about the cheese is that you can often learn how to play around it. If you watched this far, then thank you, and if you enjoyed it, then leave me a like and a comment. I'd really appreciate it. I'd love to know your opinions and viewpoints on everything we talked about, and I do have a question if you'd like to answer that. Is there anything in the game, past or present, that you think is truly no skill? If I had to pick what I think is closest to no skill, it would be stasis as a whole, and more specifically, shatter diving in its prime. I need to go get a nice cup of tea for my throat after all that ranting. Have a great day, Guardians.